This conference will now be recorded.
It is a specific continuous biological reaction occurs in all the living organisms. It is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Respiration is not only the gaseous exchange process but involves all the oxidation and reduction reactions. The main components of reactions are carbohydrates, fats, and protein. The oxidation of the products will give carbon dioxide and the oxygen is reduced to water. In plant respiration, carbohydrates, fructose, glucose, sucrose like sugar substances, proteins are oxidized in the presence of some kind of enzymes. In this respiration, the bonds between the carbon atoms will break down and the energy will be liberated. That energy may be in catabolic that energy is considered as catabolic reaction. So next slide. Respiration reaction. Here glucose plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide and water and energy. Energy is ATP. So next slide. Now we are going to study about respiratory quotient. Here respiratory quotient or respiratory or it may be called as respiratory value is measured of ratio of carbon dioxide produced and oxygen. So 1 minute. Hello. Hello. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Kavita, you are audible. You just go ahead. Continue.
Okay, okay. Sir. Respiratory quotient or respiratory quotient value is measured by the ratio of carbon dioxide produced and oxygen consumed by an organism per unit. Here, respiratory quotient is measured by the number of carbon dioxide molecules liberated divided by number of oxygen molecule utilized. Here, these can be undergoes by in carbohydrates, organic acids, fats, proteins, and some succulent plants. Um, if you go on with the carbohydrates, if the carbohydrates are used as substance, generally the RQ value is 1 because the amount of oxygen utilized
Yes, Kavita, you have a connectivity issue, dear. Your voice is not clear. Can you please check your voice at first? Then continue this page.
Sir, it has
Kavita, are you
completed
hearing
next.
me?
Yes, sir.
Kavita?
Next slide.
No,
Next
no,
slide, sir.
Kavita, you just continue this page once more, okay? Your voice is not clear on this page because all are not hearing you properly. That's why.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, here respiratory quotient or quotient value. It is a measure of the ratio of carbon dioxide produced and oxygen consumed by an organism per unit time. Here, if this respiratory quotient value will be in units, it may be 1 for some, it will be 1, and some for some, if you go with carbohydrates it will be 1, and if fatty acids less than 1, and this respiratory quotient will be measured by some formula. It is volume of carbon dioxide produced by volume of oxygen consumed per unit time. Here, the respiratory quotient value measure as it is provides us with information regarding the nature of the substance being used by an organism for respiration. If we if we go with an example, if you take sugar glucose, here glucose, then we are taking glucose and also oxygen, 6 moles of oxygen. We are getting 6 carbon dioxide plus some water molecules. Here the oxygen we are utilizing, and the outcome of carbohydrates carbon dioxide is equal. The quantity which you are utilizing and uh, which is outcoming is same. Here the respiratory quotient value is 1. 6 molecules of carbons and 6 molecules of oxygen are coming out. If we When we take fatty acid, in addition of fatty acid, the RQ value is less than 1, because here we are using if we take any palmitic acid, the RQ value will be less than 1. So next slide. Here we can find out the difference in fatty acid, proteins in and glucose. The RQ value varying the, if we take glucose, here the RQ value is 1, because the as we saw the example of glucose, we can see we are utilizing 6 molecules of oxygen, and we are and it getting 6 carbon molecules, carbon dioxide molecules. And if we go with fatty acid, the RQ value is 0.7, because the utility and the uh, outcoming product is varying some differences. And if you go on protein also, here protein also we are getting 0.9, because it varies in consuming and utilizing. So next slide. Yeah, then we goes to aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration we can see some respiratory reactions. The release of a relatively large amount of energy in the cells by breakdown of some food substances in the presence of oxygen. Bec- It means, if in aerobic respiration, if any living organisms has aerobic respiration, here it is usually a method of respiration which takes place in the presence of oxygen with the help of enzymes and oxygen. We are utilizing oxygen in the aerobic respiration. Respiratory substances are completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. This is an exothermic reaction. Here again, there is an example. Again, glucose plus oxygen gives rise to water plus carbon dioxide and some amount of energy. So next slide. If you go on with anaerobic respiration, here in aerobic we saw oxygen utilized. In anaerobic respiration, uh, it is absence of oxygen. Oxidation of respiratory substance in the absence of atmospheric oxygen is termed as anaerobic respiration. It involves incomplete oxidation of organic compounds in carbon dioxide or ethyl alcohol. Here also there is an example. Glucose gives rise to ethanol. Here we are not using any oxygen. Directly we are involving the reaction. Glucose is forming into ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus some amount of energy. So next slide. Now it comes to glycolysis. Glycolysis comes from a two Greek words. Gly- Glycis is sweet and lysis is breakdown or splitting. Breakdown means here if you take glycolysis, glucose molecule. Glucose molecules has 6 carbon components. Here we are splitting glucose molecules, splitting and breakdowning the 6 molecules of carbons into 2 molecules of pyruvate. It also known as embedden EMP pathway because here 3 scientists have involved in this glycolysis: Embedden, Mayerhof and Paranas. So next slide. It is in this glycolysis we have 10 uh, enzyme catalyzed reaction that converts glucose into pyruvate, and simultaneously we are utilizing some amount of energy, and at the end of this cycle we are also uh, paying the energy, retaining the amount if you take 2 molecules of ATP in the process of glycolysis, then we are returning off by the end of the glycolysis. This oxidation process involves one molecule is partially oxidized to 2 molecules of pyruvate. Here only we are taking one molecule of glucose molecule, and we are paying, and by the end of the glycolysis we are getting 2 molecules of pyruvate. The major pathway of glucose is metabolism occurs in the systole of a cell, and this process can be in aerobically as well as anaerobically, does not involve molecular oxygen. It is common 10 steps for both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. There is a net gain of 2 NADH plus H plus and 2 ATP molecules in this glycolysis. So next slide. It includes if you take as we all discussed that if you take glucose molecule we are getting 2 molecules of pyruvate. Here also if we take lactate we can also get pyruvate, as the earlier 10 steps will be involving in this also. In glycolytic sequence of reaction differs from species to species. The mechanism of this mechanism and regulation will be different, and metabolic rate of the pyruvate will be formed. Anaerobic organisms, glycolysis is prelude to citric acid and etc. If you take if the respiration process, in respiration the first process is glycolysis, then after the glycolysis in aerobic respiration the first step is glycolysis, then it involves to Krebs cycle, then after that EMP, etc, electron transport mechanism. Glycolysis is the central pathway of glucose catabolism. The first step is very important, which is glycolysis, which undergoes by glucose molecules. So next slide. Here in glycolysis also there are 2 phases which are glycolysis leads to breakdown of carbon compounds. Glucose has 6 carbon compounds into molecules of 3 carbon pyruvate will be the enzyme catalyzed reaction being bifurcated or categorized into 2 phases. Here as we mentioned that glucose has 6 carbon compounds. These 6 carbon compounds are breaking down and forming 2 carbon 3 carbon pyruvate, which these pyruvate is forming into 2 pyruvate molecules. Here there is preparatory phase and payoff phase. preparatory phase means, as I mentioned earlier, as we are here in preparation of glycolysis, we are utilizing some amount of ATP molecules in the preparatory phase. And payoff phase is here the ATP molecules which are consumed in the preparatory phase, which will be payoffed in this payoff phases. So next slide. Here preparatory phase. The first, as I mentioned, there are 10 steps in the glycolysis. The first 5 steps of the glycolysis, which include glucose, is enzymatically phosphorylated by ATP molecules to yield fructose 1,6 bisphosphate or biphosphate. These fructose 1, bisphosphate is then split in half to yield 2 molecules of 3 carbon containing glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Here, as I mentioned, these first 5 steps are preparatory phase. We are consuming ATP molecules to convert these 6 molecules of glucose to form 3 carbon compounds. So next slide. Thus, the first phase results in cleavage of the hexose chain. As we know, hexose means 6 carbon compound. This cleavage requires an investment of 2 ATP molecules to activate the glucose molecules and prepare for its cleavage into 3 carbon compounds. As we all know that hexose chain will be breaking down into 3 carbon compound, which may be glyceraldehyde or 3,2 pyruvate, like that, which has the only 3 compounds. In this glycolysis, we form this 6 carbon chain into th- two two molecules of 3 carbon compound, which is pyruvic. So next slide. Now it is payoff phase. This last 5 reactions which is formed in the glycolysis are payoff phase. Here, as we are utilizing the ATP molecules in the preparatory phase, now in this payoff phase we are returning back this. Here the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate to 2 molecules of pyruvate. 4 moles of ADP are phosphorylated to ATP. Although 4 molecules of ATP are formed, the net result is only 2 molecules of ATP per mole of glucose oxidase, since 2 molecules of ATP are utilized in the phase 1. Here in the preparatory phase, we are utilizing 2 molecules of ATP. Then in the payoff phase, we are producing 4 molecules of ATP. 4 molecules we are producing, but as we utilized in the earlier 2 ATPs, now we are reducing the 2 molecules of ATP from the 4 molecules which are produced in the payoff phase. The total net gain of ATP produced are 2 molecules of ATP are produced. So next slide. Here we can see the 10 steps which are produced in glycolysis, as we can, where glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate, glucose 6 phosphate to fructose 6 phosphate, like this. There are 10 steps involving in this. We will go one by one in the next slide. So next slide. Here glucose has 6 molecules, 6 carbon compound. Here these 6 carbon compound is converting into glucose 6 phosphate in the and in the presence of phosphorylation. And the enzyme which are utilizing in this process is hexokinase enzyme. And here here we are utilizing one ATP molecule, and it is forming into ADP, and it is a non-reversible process. Then this glucose 6 phosphate is converting to 6 fructose 6 phosphate in the presence of phosphohexoisomerase. Here, this process is reversible process, and this process is known as isomerase. In this phosphohexokinase enzyme catalyzes the conversion of glucose 6-phosphate to its isomer fructose 6-phosphate. Next, third step, which is phosphorylation. In this reaction, fructose 6-phosphate is again phosphorylated by one ATP molecule under the influence of enzyme phosphofructokinase and forms fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Now, here in this we are forming fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate in the presence of fructose phosphofructokinase, and here also we are utilizing ATP molecule, and this ATP is converting to ADP, and it is also non-reversible process. Now next one is cleavage, fourth step, which is cleavage. Here in this reaction, hexose sugar fructose is hexose, and hexose sugar, it is also hexose sugar. Now fructose 1,6 bisphosphate will help to enzyme aldose split into two molecules of 3 carbon substrates. Now till here we are saying that fructose is 6 carbon and glucose, everyone the above steps are 6 carbon chain compound. Now this 6 carbon compound is splitting into 3 carbon substance in the presence of triose glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is DHAP. Now fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is converting into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus DHAP in the presence of enzyme aldose, and it is also reversible process. Sir, next slide. Now next, isomerase. In this the fifth step is isomerase. The product of above cleavage reaction, above we got some reactions, right, which are glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and DHAP, which is directly participating in the subsequent reaction. On the other hand, DHAP, which is not substituent for direct biological oxidation, gets converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate in the presence of triose phosphate isomerase, can participate in the next reaction of glycolysis. Here we are in the fourth step, there is formation of two compounds. Those compounds are DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So these two are reversible process. DHAP does not undergo overall reaction, only it goes to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate oxidation, it undergoes oxidation to form further steps or further reactions. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate undergoes oxidation as well as phosphorylation in the presence of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme, resulting in the formation of 1,3 bisphosphoglyceric acid and NADH. Till here the first 5 steps are undergoing the preparatory phase. Here we utilize two molecules of ATP. These are preparatory phase. Now the further steps goes payoff phase. Now till now we are utilizing the ATP molecules. Now the ATP molecules are paid off return. For the phosphorylation, inorganic phosphate available in the cystole is utilized instead of ATP molecule as in the earlier 2-phosphorylation reaction. Now two hydrogens which are released in the oxidation reactions are transformed to hydrogen acceptors NAD plus, which gives rise to NADH plus H plus. Now we got one molecule which is Here one NADH gives rise to 2 molecules of ATP. Oxidation of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is the only oxidation reaction in glycolysis. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus NAD plus gives rise to 1,3 bisphosphoglyceric acid plus NADH plus H plus. In the presence of enzyme glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Now we are producing the energy. Till now we are utilizing the energy from the source. Now we are producing the energy. Here we produced NADH plus H plus molecule. These are the extra energy we have produced in this step. Now seventh step, which is dephosphorylation. This step is also known as substrate level phosphorylation, because here also we produced ATP to ADP to ATP, because here also we are producing some ATP molecules in this reaction. So this level is known as substrate level phosphorylation. In this step, phosphoglycerokinase enzyme catalyzes the dephosphorylation of 1,3 bisphosphoglyceric acid, utilizing in the formation of 3-phosphoglyceric acid. 3-phosphoglyceric acid is PGA. We can also call PGA. ADP molecule accept the phosphate released in this reaction and get converted into higher energy compound ATP. This process of ATP formation is known as substrate level of phosphorylation, which is 1,3 bisphosphoglyceric acid plus ADP. In the presence of phosphoglycerokinase, we are producing 3 phosphoglyceric acid plus ATP. We are producing ATP molecule in this step. Next step undergoes intermolecular shift, or which is also known as isomerization. Here phosphoglyceromutase enzyme catalyzes the transfer of phosphate group from 3 carbon position to 3 phosphoglyceric acid to carbon position, leading to the formation of 2 phosphoglyceric acid. Here 3 phosphoglyceric acid, in the presence of phosphoglyceromutase, it is producing 2 PGA, which is phosphoglyceric acid. Next step undergoes dehydrogenation. Here the enzyme enolase catalyzes the removal of one water molecule from 2 phosphoglyceric acid, resulting in the formation of phosphoenol pyruvic acid. Here one in this dehydrogenation, the water molecule present in the above mentioned step are removed of 2 PGA, which is phosphoglyceric acid, in presence of enolase is converted to phosphoenol pyruvic acid. And the last and 10th step is dephosphorylation. In this final reaction of glycolysis, phosphoenol pyruvic acid undergoes dephosphorylation in the presence of the enzyme pyruvic kinase, and resulting in the formation of the pyruvic acid. Then ADP is converted to ATP. This is the second step of substrate level phosphorylation. Here also we are producing ADP to ATP. Again here we are producing energy and paying off the energy, so it is also known as second level of phosphorylation. At the end of glycolysis, as a result of 2 substrate level of phosphorylation occurs in the 7th and 10th step. Total of 4 ATP molecules are formed in this 10 steps. The involving of phosphorylation, hence we can also say that net gain of ATP molecules is 2. In addition to 2 molecules of NADH are formed in this 6th reaction. Sir, next slide. Same as we are discussing in the steps, 10 steps. Here there is a brief discussion about each and every step. In the first step, we are again first step is phosphorylation. Here 6 carbon ring is phosphorylated to phosphorylation process adding of a phosphate to a molecule derived from the ATP. As a result, one molecule of ATP is consumed in the preparatory phase. Then this ex, exokinase is exokinase enzyme is participated in phosphorylation process. Here we converting glucose 6 phosphate called as 6 carbon of the glucose acquiring in the phosphorylation group. So next slide. And next steps undergoes isomerization as we all discussed earlier. Here the glucose 6 phosphate is converting into fructose 6 phosphate in the presence of fructohexoisomerase. And third step is phosphorylation. Phosphofructokinase with magnesium is a cofactor changing 6 phosphate into fructose 1 bisphosphate. So next slide. And next one will be cleavage. And it also called as aldolase. The enzyme aldolase splits fructose 1 6 bisphosphate into two sugars, thus which are isomers of each other. These there are two sugars, dihydroxyacetone phosphate DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Only the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate can produce immediately through glycolysis. And next, as we all know that isomerization, here also the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase is converting to in the formation of 1 6 bisphosphoglyceric acid, and NADH is produced in this reaction. Next slide, sir. Next, the process is step number 6. Here, which here the two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates are oxidized, and this step is also known as oxidation. Here, oxidation of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is the only oxidation reaction in glycolysis. Here, glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and some isomers and NADH plus in the presence of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate hydrogenase, it converts to 1 3 bisphosphoglyceric acid plus NADH plus H plus. In this seventh step, which is dephosphorylation and which is also known as substrate level phosphorylation, here the high amount of energy is produced, which is ATP, which is ADP forms to ATP, and the formation of ATP is referred to as substrate level phosphorylation because the phosphate donor 1 6 bisphosphoglyceric is a substrate which highly phosphorylated transfer of potential. And next slide, sir. Next step is isomerization. Next, here phosphoglyceromutase enzyme catalyzes the transfer of phosphate group from 3 carbon position of 3 phosphoglyceric acid to carbon position, leading to formation of 2 phosphoglyceric acid. Here 3 phosphoglyceric acid in the presence of phosphoglyceromutase, it is converting into 2 phosphoglyceric acid. And next step, ninth step, here the water molecule is removed off from the phosphoglycerate, create a high energy level enol phosphate linked and compound. Here in the presence of enolase, 2 phosphoglycerate in the presence of enolase, the water molecule is removed and phosphoenol pyruvic acid is formed. So next slide. And Next, it is 10th step. Here it is the final reaction of glycolysis. Phosphoenol pyruvic acid undergoes dephosphorylation in the presence of enzyme pyruvic kinase and resulting in the formation of pyruvic acid. ADP is converted to ATP, and here pyruvate kinase requires some magnesium compound, and the net gain of reaction is glucose plus 2 NAD plus 2 ADP plus 2 H2PO4 gives rise to 2 pyruvate plus 2 NADH plus 2 ATP molecule and some 2 molecules of water in the final net. This is the final net reaction. As we used ADP and NADH in the reactions, and finally we are getting 2 pyruvate and 2 NADH molecules and 2 ATP molecules and 2 molecules of water. Next slide, sir. Now overall balance sheet of glycolysis. Here we took only glucose molecule, which is a single molecule glucose, 6 carbon compound we took, and giving rise to 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, and at we are putting all those reactions, and finally we are summarizing to here glucose plus 2 ATP we utilized in the preparatory phase, and also 2 phosphates and 2 NADH plus and water for ADP. These are which we are utilized in the preparatory phase. Now in the payoff phase we produce and pay off the ATP molecules. Those are we are producing 2 pyruvates and 2 H plus 4 ATPs and 2 molecules of water plus 2 NADH plus 2 ADPs. On cancellizing the common terms from the above reaction, we'll get some amount of energy, and the final energy is 2 ATPs. Next slide, sir. Here glucose 2 phosphate plus 2 ADP plus 2 NADH, which are utilized in the preparatory phase, which in the payoff phase we are producing 2 pyruvate plus 2 NADH plus 2 ATP molecules, 2 H plus and also water. Simultaneously, the reaction involves in glycolysis are glucose is oxidized to pyruvate, and this NAD plus is reduced to NADH, and ADP is phosphorylated to ATP. Next slide, sir. Here, energy yield in the glycolysis. It, means how much amount of energy we have produced, and where we have produced, and total net gain we have it has mentioned in this sheet. Here glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate. Here we have consumed one ATP molecule in the first step in the preparatory phase, and next in the third step fructose 6 phosphate gives rise to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Here also we have consumed one ATP molecule in the step 3, and in the step 7 we we have paid off. Here we have utilized. Here now we are gaining the energy of ATP. In the step 7, 1,6 bisphosphoglycerate is converted to 3-phosphoglycerate. Here 2 molecules of ATP are produced, where ADP is produced to ATP. In the step 10, phosphorylation, dephosphorylation, phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate. Here also we gained ATP molecules, and the consumption of ATP molecules, overall consumption of ATP molecules is 2, and total gain of ATP molecules is 4. Net gain of ATP are 4 minus, and here 2, because we produced 4 ATP molecules. we produced 4 ATP molecules and we have consumed 2 molecules of ATP. So the net gain of final amount of energy produced in this glycolysis are 2 ATP molecules. So next slide. And the final conclusion about glycolysis. Glycolysis, it is a important source of energy supply for brain and skin and renal medulla, and it glycolysis the main glycolysis means breakdown of glucose, which is the only source that supplies energy to the skeleton muscle under anaerobic condition. So next slide. Thank you everyone.
So thank you for this informative session. I request students if they have any questions, they can ask now. So request to students if they have any questions, they can ask now. We will provide you the PowerPoint because glycolysis is kind of uh, tough topic. You need to study all the chemical reactions going on. You have to study all this. So we'll provide the PPT to you. So if you have understood today's session, you can just comment yes in the comment box. So thank you, Kavita, for this informative session. I request
Thank you.
organize. I request our organizer, Mr. Amit, to please put the attendance link in the attendance in the comment section. Please fill the attendance form. Request to every student, please fill the attendance form, then leave the meeting. If you have not still filled the attendance form, please fill it, then leave the meeting.
Shivam, please inform the tomorrow classes. Tomorrow classes, please inform the students tomorrow classes. Is there any classes tomorrow?
Tomorrow we don't have any classes. We have classes on Thursday, zoology and biochemistry evening.
You let me know. You just tell me that Rahul sir takes a class in tomorrow. That's what I'm just telling you. Is there any classes?
Tomorrow is Wednesday, and sir told to take classes at Friday.
Okay, no problem. And Kavita, it's a really very good session.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I request students to please fill attendance form. I request our organizer, Mr. Amit, to please stop the meeting after 2 minutes. Amit, I think you can stop now meeting.
Okay.